What is going on, guys? It's Reflex here, and man, I don't know exactly why I'm so excited for this. I'm still trying to figure it out, but it is 1 week, I think it's 1 week, but 1 week away from the release of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and I honestly, to this day, ever since they pretty much uploaded the trailer and all that, and it was Project Z, I was not really understanding why I was so hyped for it. Maybe it's just a Dragon Ball Z fan in me that I'm just always going to be hyped for anything that releases, probably, but just thinking about it, we've played through this same story a whole bunch of times, and I don't understand why I am still excited, because we need something new, and it's almost impossible to make something new with Dragon Ball. Like, I don't know, well, I mean, I feel like it shouldn't be as hard as it is, but for some reason, we keep getting, what was it? Let's see, I'm not going to name all the games at all, but I'm going to name most of them. At least off the top of my head, that all pertained around the exact same story. We had Dragon Ball Z Sagas, obviously, that took place, what, I think they went up to Cell. Dragon Ball Z Budokai went up to, where did they go up to, actually? I think it was Cell as well, didn't they? Yeah. Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2 went up to Majin Buu. Well, that's the end of the Z story, so that's actually nothing new. But then Budokai 3, same thing, a little bit of GT elements here and there with secret stuff. Tenkaichi, same story we knew. Tenkaichi 2, same story we already knew. Tenkaichi 3, same story we already knew with extra characters and what if battles and all that jazz. Raging Blast, same story we already knew. Raging Blast 2, same story we already knew. Obviously every single DS Game Boy game, I'm not going to list those because those were just like arcs of the same story we already knew. So then you got Xenoverse, a hint of a new story. It was this whole time patroller thing, but it retold the story we already knew pretty much, just with a different boss at the end. And then Xenoverse 2, it was almost the exact same thing, pretty much. I mean, there was some stuff, it was still like time patroller based, so they had their own little story, but it still pertained around the same story we already knew. Then you got Dragon Ball Z Fighters. That's the only game I think that came out that is actually technically a different story. So kudos to them. It wasn't a great story. The computers were just, or the AI was like legit stupid. I didn't like fighting them because it felt repetitive and they were too easy. The higher you level up, I mean, I almost felt like being a lower level to fight them just to make it at least a little harder, but they were still so brain dead. It didn't make sense really, but I think that's the only story of a Dragon Ball game that actually had like just an actual different story to tell, which was cool. But then you got this game and you're like, at least if you're me, why am I excited for this? But I am, and I can't shake it away because it looks like, at least in my opinion, it looks like a mesh between Dragon Ball Sagas, Dragon Ball Z Budokai, and Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3. Sagas being the whole just kind of controlling your character fully, at least a little bit. It's obviously not going to be as linear as Sagas was, but then you have the Budokai part, which is the beautiful cutscenes that we're going to be seeing. Some of them look a little odd, but I'm okay with that. Obviously, the only thing I think I'm disappointed in so far is the Super Saiyan 3 Scream. Like, I don't know, I feel like that should have been at least, you know, if you're not going to make it as long as it was in the original, which obviously was long, and I mean, I wouldn't mind it being that long, but at least make it a longer Scream. He literally ended that whole little cutscene part in a minute, and it's supposed to be not that short. But then past that, you got the Budokai 3 aspect, which is before you go to the main fight, you can actually do like side quests and stuff, which there was no side quests in Budokai 3, but there was like secret situations that you could do. Like you can find Omega Shenron and you can fight him with Oob, or find Broly, find all these what if battles, and you have to pick your options of talking and who you find first wisely so you can get to these secret ending boss fights and all that. Like to fight Omega Shenron, you had to do a whole bunch of different stuff to actually fight him, because if you do one thing differently, then you won't find him. So it's a little bit interesting, but there's going to be so much to this game that I'm excited to play. I don't know why. I still don't, but I do have a feeling, I have a theory. Now this is a whole fan theory and not everyone's going to agree with it and all that, but I feel like this game will end on a kind of cliffhanger type deal, or at least a thing to get you excited for the next game, because I do feel like if this goes very, very well, and I have a feeling it will, but if this goes as well as I'm hoping and probably as they're hoping, and they decide to make another one, I feel like they could end it with, you play through the whole entire game, obviously, you do all the side quests and this and that. Maybe they could make this behind a completion wall if they decided to, but at the end of the game, because obviously Dragon Ball Super takes place, I believe, before the end of Z, right? Because that end of Z whole part, I don't know if they made that not canon yet, but Oob is technically in the story, so I mean, it's canon, kind of, at least the existence of Oob is canon. But then you have this whole end of Z part that they could just completely wipe out of the game portion, and instead of putting that, they put a secret ending boss fight where you fight Beerus, the god of destruction. Obviously he's going to wipe the floor with you, but you attempt to fight him. You obviously probably will beat him, all that, because you know, you can't just, as a player, you don't want a secret ending boss fight you losing to set up something else. So you're going to beat him and all that. And the people that watch Dragon Ball Super and all that, we know we technically didn't win. We just end with kind of respect for Beerus, or Beerus' respect for us. But I think at the end, you beat him, and then obviously he blows us away, beats our ass and all this and that. And it sets up a whole potential new game, if it does well enough, where they can literally do Dragon Ball Super Kakarot. And then that can set up a whole different game. Because I know people aren't going to want to play the same story. But just imagine how cool it was. Because technically, we've never played the story of Super. We've never played the story of Super. We've only seen hint and aspects of it in Xenoverse and all that. But we've never actually played the whole entire thing. So that means, like, you know, just a lot. Beerus, Frieza, even they can even put Broly in there. The whole fight with Broly, but like the new movie Broly, oh man, that'd be beautiful. Put in the Tournament of Power. They could do so much, and it could be cool to play that kind of game if they decided to, and I honestly want them to, because then if that does well, obviously the next part would be a whole new game. It would be a new game of a new story, possibly, unless a lot of the manga is like just developed at that point where there's a whole, at least like 3 or 4 total arcs that they could do. And I mean, it all really depends on how that goes, any new movies that come out, because I think their thing with movies is now they're going to be starting to be canon, maybe, at the releases. So who knows with that, but I'm just really excited for this game. The potential of future Dragon Ball games will be amazing, in my opinion. The potential is there. It's just up to whether or not this one succeeds. I hope it's good. It looks fun. It really does look like a fun time. Don't expect a Let's Play though, because I do not have a setup, like a good one quite yet, so I don't believe I'm going to get one in 1 week. And I don't know, it's going to cost a lot of money for that setup. So I mean, I think I'll be safe for a Final Fantasy VII remake Let's Play, but it's just how the future goes from here on out. All depends, but I'm still excited for this game. I'll obviously put my review after I beat it. I'm gonna try to 100% it, because games that I truly love, I 100%. I didn't 100% Death Stranding solely for the reason that I had to delete the game to make space for other games, because I did not have space at the time, which that is not an issue anymore. I have Death Stranding downloaded again, so it's the beauty of that game is back on my console. But like I said, let me know down in the comment section below, what is your thoughts about this game? Are you excited to play it? Are you not excited? Because I know there's some people that aren't excited to play the exact same story again, and that is 100%, I get it. That's 100% agreeable, because I honestly don't understand why I'm excited for this game, because the selling point for it is just simply Dragon Ball for me. I'm excited to play through the fights again, see the same cutscenes I've already seen, but I will say a lot of it also comes from the whole side stuff, you know? We might be able to see some characters that we never saw in Dragon Ball Z, you know, like the Z actual timeline, you know? And then the potential of setting up a next game, or even fighting Beerus, even if they don't set up a next game, maybe it would be really cool still to fight Beerus. I think that's just a fight that I want to see happen. I think it'd be awesome. So let me know down in the comment section below, what do you expect from Dragon Ball Z Kakarot? Are you excited for it? Are you not? Do you expect just the same old stuff that we played through a billion times? Do you expect some new stuff to set up maybe a Dragon Ball Super Kakarot? Or do you think this will be a one and done and they won't do anything else prior after this? So let me know your thoughts down below, and if you guys did enjoy this video, leave a like, subscribe, and you guys know the drill. I will see you guys later.